Welcome to a nostalgia-filled journey. Today we are exploring Generation X, those born between 1965 and 1980. Often referred to as the middle child of generations, Gen X finds itself sandwiched between the influential baby boomers and the tech-savvy millennials. But don't let their position fool you. This generation has a unique identity and a story that's worth telling. Remember the iconic 80s and 90s? Yes, those were the formative years of Gen X. From the fall of the Berlin Wall to the rise of MTV, from grunge music to the dot-com boom, Gen X was at the epicenter of a cultural revolution. These events shaped their worldview, defined their values, and set the stage for their role in the workforce. Gen Xers are known for their resilience, adaptability, and their knack for balance. They've had the unique position of witnessing, and often driving, a dramatic shift in the workforce. So buckle up and join us as we delve into the journey of Gen X, a generation marked by resilience, adaptability, and the unique position of witnessing a dramatic shift in the workforce. Dial-up internet, fax machines, and rotary phones. Welcome to the pre-digital workforce. Let's transport ourselves back to a time when the concept of Wi-Fi was as alien as the idea of teleportation. The pre-digital era was a time of tangible communication tools, manual transactions, and face-to-face meetings. Imagine an office scene where typewriters clacked away, their rhythm punctuating the hum of conversation. Memos were hand-delivered, and the only mail employees received were stacks of paper in their in-trays. The workday was defined by 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, with no emails to check after hours and no Zoom meetings to attend from the comfort of home. But it wasn't all simplicity and straightforwardness. The pre-digital era posed its unique set of challenges. Data was manually recorded and filed, which was not only time-consuming but also prone to human error. And let's not forget the struggle of waiting for a fax to come through, or the frustration of a busy signal on the other end of a rotary phone. To add color to this canvas, let's hear from some Generation X professionals who cut their teeth in this environment. They share tales of late nights spent collating reports, the joy of successful conference calls, and the camaraderie born from shared challenges. One recalls, "The office was like a second home. We knew everyone's birthday, their favorite lunch spot. There was a sense of community that I sometimes miss today." Another chimes in, "The work was hard, yes, but it was also gratifying. When you had a successful meeting or landed a big client, you felt it. You could see the fruits of your labor, not just in numbers on a screen, but in the smiles of your colleagues." Despite the challenges, this era fostered a strong work ethic, resilience, and adaptability that would serve Generation X well in the coming years. The pre-digital era was a time of foundational experiences, of lessons learned and friendships forged. But as the saying goes, change is the only constant. And in the blink of an eye, everything was about to change. As the millennium dawned, the digital revolution began, forever altering the workforce landscape. This revolution, a seismic shift in the way we live and work, was a time of great anticipation, but also of great uncertainty. For Generation X, it was a time of rapid adaptation and unparalleled change. The humdrum of typewriters and the clatter of filing cabinets were replaced by the soft whir of computers booting up and the quiet click of mouse buttons. The workplace was no longer confined to four walls and a desk. It expanded into the virtual realm. Work could now be done from anywhere at any time. This was the dawn of the digital age, and Generation X was at the forefront. Suddenly, tasks that once took hours could be completed in minutes. Letters were replaced by emails, paperwork by digital files, and face-to-face meetings by video conferences. The internet became an essential tool, a vast repository of information at one's fingertips. And Generation X, adaptable and resilient, navigated this new terrain with a pioneering spirit. But this journey was not without its challenges. Remember, this was a generation that had grown up with rotary phones and cassette tapes. They had to unlearn and relearn, adjust and adapt. There were no guides or manuals for this new digital world. They had to figure it out as they went along. Yet, they did not falter. They embraced the new technology, learned the language of the digital age, and became fluent in it. They were the first generation to send emails, to search the web, to navigate the digital landscape. They were the bridge between the old and the new, the analog and the digital. And as they mastered these new tools, they began to shape the future of work. They brought about changes in communication, in collaboration, in productivity. They redefined what it meant to be connected, to be global, to be efficient. Just as they had adapted to the pre-digital era, Gen X was ready to pioneer a new way of working. And as we will see in the next chapter of their story, they did so with a vision and a determination that continues to shape the workforce to this very day. Gen X didn't just adapt to change, they drove it, advocating for work-life balance, flexible schedules, and remote work. Imagine a time before the 9-to-5 grind was questioned, when work-life balance was a foreign concept, and the idea of working from home was met with skepticism. Enter Generation X, a group who weren't afraid to challenge the status quo and revolutionize the workplace as we know it. As they navigated the rapid technological advancements of their time, Gen Xers began to see the potential for a more balanced approach to work. They realized that with the rise of digital communication, they were no longer tethered to their desks. This revelation sparked a shift in mindset, leading to the birth of flexible work schedules and the remote work movement. In fact, a survey conducted in the late 90s showed a staggering increase in the number of companies offering flexible work options compared to just a decade earlier. This was largely due to the efforts of Gen X, who pushed for change, recognizing the need for a better work-life balance. They also saw the importance of fostering a healthy work culture, where employees felt valued and motivated rather than just cogs in a corporate machine. This led to an increased focus on employee well-being and engagement, concepts that are now integral to any successful organization. Gen Xers were not just workers, they were innovators. They saw the potential of technology and harnessed it to create more efficient, flexible, and enjoyable work environments. They were the pioneers of remote work, leveraging technology to break free from the constraints of traditional office settings. But their influence didn't stop there. As they climbed the corporate ladder, Gen Xers applied their innovative thinking to leadership roles. They rejected the authoritarian management style of the past, instead opting for a more collaborative and inclusive approach. And so, the ripple effects of Gen X's revolutionary ideas continue to be felt today. From flexible work hours to remote work, they've shaped the modern work environment in ways that are now considered the norm. Gen X's innovative thinking continues to shape the modern work environment. Their legacy is a testament to their adaptability, resilience, and foresight, proving that change, though sometimes daunting, is the driving force of progress. Today, we see Gen X's enduring legacy in our everyday work lives. This generation, sandwiched between the boomers and the millennials, has often been overlooked. Yet, their influence is undeniably profound. The way we work, the tools we use, the balance we seek between our professional and personal lives, these are all shaped by the experiences and innovations of Generation X. Take a moment to consider the modern workplace. We see the flexibility that Gen X craved and championed. We see a shift from strict hierarchies to a more collaborative approach, a change that Gen X leaders helped to pioneer. We see a culture that values work-life balance, a concept that was nearly unheard of before Generation X entered the workforce. And then there's technology. Generation X stood at the helm during the digital revolution. They were the first to adapt to a world that was rapidly going online, setting the stage for the connected, digital workplaces we know today. Their adaptability and willingness to embrace change have been instrumental in shaping our present work environments. But that's not all. Generation X's innovative thinking has left a lasting impact on our work culture. They've shown us that it's possible to question the status quo, to seek a better way of doing things, and to never stop learning and growing. Gen X has left an indelible mark on the workforce, but what about the future? As we look to the future, Gen X's influence remains evident. This generation, sandwiched between the baby boomers and millennials, has been the driving force behind many of the changes we're seeing in the modern workforce. In the interviews we've conducted with Gen X professionals, a common thread emerges: a vision for a future where work is flexible, meaningful, and integrated with technology. Work smarter, not harder, seems to be the mantra of this generation. Gen Xers are not just embracing new technology, they're leading the charge. They're the ones pioneering advancements in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and remote work technology. They're the ones pushing for more sustainable business practices and corporate social responsibility. They're the ones championing diversity, inclusivity, and equity in the workplace. They're also redefining what leadership looks like. Gone are the days of the authoritarian boss. In its place, we're seeing a more collaborative, empathetic style of leadership, one that values feedback, encourages innovation, and prioritizes employee well-being. And it's not just about what's happening inside the office. Gen Xers are also considering how work impacts life outside of it. They're advocating for better work-life balance, more flexible work arrangements, and a greater focus on mental health. Gen X continues to adapt and innovate, setting the pace for generations to come. As we step into the future, it's clear that the workforce revolution is just getting started, and Gen X is at the helm. As we continue our journey into the future, it's important to note that Gen X's influence extends beyond the workplace. Their impact is also being felt in our education system. Gen Xers, many of whom are now parents themselves, are actively involved in shaping the future of education. They're pushing for the integration of technology in classrooms, recognizing that digital literacy is essential in today's world. They're the ones championing the use of interactive whiteboards, tablets, and online learning platforms. But it's not just about adding more screens. Gen Xers are also advocating for a shift in how we approach teaching and learning. They're promoting a more individualized, student-centric model, one that encourages critical thinking, creativity, and problem-solving. They're pushing for an education system that doesn't just teach students how to pass tests, but also prepares them for the real-world challenges they'll face in the workforce. They're the ones advocating for the inclusion of social-emotional learning in the curriculum. They're also pushing for more diversity in educational materials, ensuring that all students see themselves represented. Gen X's influence on education is clear, and it's a testament to their vision for a future that is inclusive, innovative, and adaptable. As we move into the next era, Gen X continues to lead the way, shaping not only our work but also our learning environments. From work to education, Gen X's influence is far-reaching, but their impact doesn't stop there. In the political arena, Gen Xers are also making their mark. Known for their pragmatism and independent thinking, they're the ones challenging the status quo and pushing for change. Gen Xers are often seen as the middle child of generations, sandwiched between the idealistic baby boomers and the passionate millennials. This unique position has given them a balanced perspective on politics. They've seen the world before the internet, yet have also embraced the digital revolution. This balance has resulted in a nuanced political stance that combines the best of both worlds. Gen Xers are not afraid to question authority and challenge established norms. They're passionate about issues like climate change, social justice, and economic equality. Their activism has resulted in significant policy changes, from environmental regulations to equal rights legislation. Moreover, Gen Xers are known for their ability to bridge gaps. They're the ones facilitating dialogues between opposing parties, bringing people together to find common ground. It's no surprise that many of our current leaders are from this generation. Gen X's influence on politics is a testament to their ability to adapt, innovate, and lead. Their balanced perspective, combined with their passion for change, continues to shape our political landscape, driving us towards a more inclusive and equitable future. As we move forward, it's clear that Gen X's influence extends far beyond the workplace and the classroom. It's deeply embedded in the very fabric of our society. Gen X's impact isn't just felt in the workplace, classrooms, or political sphere. It's also seen in a realm that touches our everyday lives: pop culture. This generation has left a profound imprint on music, fashion, and cinema, shaping the way we express, perceive, and connect with the world around us. Gen Xers grew up in a time of musical revolution, the era of grunge, hip-hop, and alternative rock. Bands like Nirvana, filmmakers like Quentin Tarantino, and fashion trends like grunge style are all products of this generation's creative prowess. Their art was a reflection of their times, full of angst, rebellion, and a desire for authenticity. They pushed boundaries, challenged norms, and weren't afraid to voice their opinions even if they were unpopular. This Gen X ethos has shaped the pop culture landscape in significant ways. From the gritty realism of 90s cinema to the rise of streetwear in fashion, Gen X's influence is evident. Their penchant for authenticity and originality continues to be a driving force in today's pop culture, inspiring a new generation of artists, designers, and filmmakers to push the envelope and create art that truly resonates. As consumers, Gen Xers are also known for their discerning tastes. They value quality over quantity, substance over style, and originality over popularity. This has resulted in a shift in the entertainment industry, with a focus on creating content that is not only entertaining, but also meaningful and thought-provoking. As we delve into the influence of Gen X on pop culture, it's clear that their impact extends beyond just politics and work. They've shaped the way we express ourselves, the way we connect with others, and ultimately, the way we view the world. Gen X's influence doesn't stop at pop culture. This generation is also known for being at the forefront of many social movements, advocating for change and equality. Born into a time of social unrest, Gen Xers were shaped by the civil rights movement, the women's liberation movement, and the gay rights movement. They were the children of activists, and they carried the spirit of advocacy into their adult lives. As teenagers and young adults, Gen Xers were key players in the anti-apartheid movement, the environmental movement, and the fight against HIV/AIDS. They organized protests, participated in marches, and used their voices to speak out against injustice. They were the pioneers of conscious consumerism, choosing to support companies that aligned with their values and boycott those that didn't. In the digital age, Gen Xers have continued to use their platform to advocate for change. They've championed causes like marriage equality, gender equality, and climate change. They've used social media to raise awareness, mobilize support, and hold those in power accountable. And their influence is still felt today. The movements they started or participated in have paved the way for younger generations to continue the fight for social justice. From the #MeToo movement to Black Lives Matter, the spirit of activism that Gen Xers fostered is alive and well. In the realm of social movements, Gen X has shown us that change is possible when we use our voices, stand up for what we believe in, and work together for a common cause. They've taught us that activism is not just about making a statement, but about making a difference. As we look to the future, it's clear that the legacy of Gen X's influence on social movements will continue to shape our world for years to come. In this journey through the defining moments, contributions, and influences of Generation X, we've observed a generation marked by resilience, innovation, and a spirit of activism. Born from the ashes of social unrest, they witnessed the dawn of the digital age and adapted with admirable agility. They revolutionized the way we work, introducing concepts such as work-life balance, flexibility, and remote working. Gen Xers were not just spectators of change, they were its catalysts. They were the children of activists, the teenagers who challenged apartheid, the adults who fought against HIV/AIDS. Their commitment to social justice has echoed through the ages, influencing subsequent generations and shaping the world we live in today. In the realms of education and politics, their influence is undeniable. They've shaped curriculums, championed policies, and led movements that have reshaped our society. In the sphere of pop culture, they've given us iconic films, music, and art that continue to resonate with audiences today. And let's not forget their role in the birth of conscious consumerism, a movement that continues to transform the way businesses operate and how we as consumers make choices. In the digital landscape, they've used their platform to advocate for change on a global scale, championing causes like marriage equality, gender equality, and climate change. They've shown us that the internet is not just a tool for communication, but a powerful instrument for social change. As we look back at the legacy of Generation X, it's clear that their influence extends far beyond the boundaries of their generation. Their spirit of resilience, innovation, and activism has left an indelible mark on our world, shaping the way we live, work, and interact. Their legacy is a testament to the power of a generation to affect change, and a reminder to us all that we have the capacity to shape our own future. As we move forward, let's carry the lessons of Gen X with us, harnessing their spirit of resilience, innovation, and activism to create a world that reflects our highest ideals and aspirations.